welcome to Nina's Knots Crochet. I'm Lynanne. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by and checking out my channel for the final day of 2024. Today is December 31st, 2024. If you're new and checking out my channel for the first time, my channel is all about crochet. Sometimes I talk about knitting, and sometimes I talk about yarn and podcasts and patterns. But mostly it's just about the things that I do and my life and all the fun things that are going on in this great yarny community. If you are a returning subscriber, if you are an OG, thank you so much for spending another year with me. I cannot believe that I am close to 4,500 subscribers in 2 years. You guys, you are my rock and my family, and I love all of you, and I really do appreciate you coming back day after day, week after week, to spend a little bit of your time with me to talk about all things yarn, because that's what we really are here. We are a yarny community, and the reason I started this channel back in 2021, so 2021, yep, 2021, says so on my sign, is I wanted to be able to connect with people in the yarn community. One of my friends, Pam, hi Pam, she is a crocheter, and when she sent me a housewarming gift when we moved to Florida, I remembered as a kid, I loved to crochet, I loved to knit, and I loved all things craft. And she had sent us a beautiful ripple blanket for the house as a housewarming gift. And I said, I'm gonna pick that back up. And that was in 2020. But when here in Florida, I didn't have anybody to talk to about crochet or any of it. And I still wasn't even very familiar where all the yarn stores were. Forget about local yarn stores and hand dyed. So I jumped on the YouTube, and I've watched people like Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too, and Rose from Rose Likes Crochet, and of course, I learned from Crystal at Bag O' Day and Mikey, the Crochet Crowd. Those were like my tutorial guys. But I wandered into the more bloggy lane, where I could find people like Laura at Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, Billy, the Crafty Floridian, Lynette, Charmed Grammy. So I started seeing there was this whole other community in YouTube where you could sit and watch people, but feel like you're in the room with them talking. And I thought, I think I need to be a part of that. So that's what happened in July of 21, is I decided I was going to be a part of this community, and I jumped in. Now, it has been a journey. If you have seen any of my original videos, yeah, they were they still kind of are a poop show. There's no production value here. What you see is what you get. I don't wear a lot of makeup. Sometimes my hair's not done right. Yeah, I want to keep it as real as possible. And you know what? That's what we're going to continue going forward. So let's talk about what happened in 2024, and we'll move on to what's going to happen in 2025. Personally, in 2024, Tom and I, my husband, Mott, if you remember him from this Advent season, we celebrated our 40th wedding anniversary. We went on a couple of trips home to Indiana, where we're originally from. We both got COVID in July. We went 4 years without getting COVID. And in July, when we had guests here, when my daughter and her family was here, is when we got COVID. Go figure. But other than that, oh, and I got new furniture. popping in a picture. Finally got my new furniture, got that delivered on the day after Christmas. That was a very Merry Christmas to me. We purchased some property behind ours to make our property larger. So a lot of cool things going on in my life. As far as the yarn is concerned, I started 2024 with Tunisian Tuesdays, where we devoted Tuesdays to Tunisian crochet and experimented, and I gave you some tutorials on different stitches, and we talked about patterns, and we did a couple of make-alongs. We're going to keep doing it, you guys. I love Tunisian crochet. I am completely and utterly obsessed with Tunisian crochet. We are going to do that. I did all of my boggy squares. Well, not all of them because I still have a ton left, but I've made a ton of blankets for Boggy Creek using the squares that you all sent me. I have done some wearables. I ventured into amigurumi, which I gotta tell you, I'm loving. My grandkids absolutely adore the things I've been sending to them. So you'll see some of that coming up in 2025. My big priority going for the next few days is I've got to do something about this room. And I have to do something about my finished objects that are sitting in the corner. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them. Am I either going to give them away, or am I going to sell them, or what? There are a few things that I am going to give away as gifts that I have been, one of them's going to Canada, and I wanted to make sure that the strike got over and everything got back to normal before I send anything to Canada. But there are a lot of things over there in that pile that I think they need a home, and I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet. But I definitely will be getting, one of these days coming up, I will be showing you some of the things that need to have a home, because sitting in a pile in the corner in a basket isn't a good place for them. And some of them are really nice. So that's coming in 2025. We are going to, I am going to do some amigurumis. I'm not going to be uber focused on it, but I am going to do some because my grandkids love them. And you know what? Those are the quick things that I like to do. Hey, speaking of amigurumi, squirrel. Yesterday in the mail, I got a Hirschner's catalog. Did any of you get that Hirschner's catalog with the new squish yarn, which looks like the Posh yarn from Joann's? Go check it out. I'm probably not, because I have some here that I'm going to get through before I start buying more again, because it's not something that I will continually do. I am going to be more focused this year, and a little bit more accountable. For Christmas, Tom bought me the Kodak printer that you can print pictures off your phone, and they're the little sticker ones. And when I was in Tennessee, this spring, I bought this book at the local yarn shop, and it is you get the name of your project, you can put a picture here, and then on the back side it has this blank space, and it tells you when you started it, who you're starting it for, how much yarn you're using, what brand you're using, what hooks or needles are you using. So I'm going to be using this book for this year to put all my projects in. But I'm also, and these are not going to go into this book. These are all going to be just newly started projects. But I have several projects currently on my hook. There's 4 of them that I am going to that I'm going to add significant time to. I am going to finish the Lighthouse shawl, which is a Tunisian shawl that I've started. I am on the home stretch. I'm going to get that one started or finished. I am going to finish the Silver Lake shirt. I didn't just start. I'm 3/4 of the way through with the second part of the front panel. And then I'll have just 2 sleeves to do. So I'm going to get that done. That I want done by February, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I have frogged my knit cardigan again. And we're going to talk about that in depth one day next week, but I want to finish that knit cardigan before February. So I have 2 projects that I need to get done in the next 6 weeks or so, because I want them done for when I go to Mississippi. And then the last one is my happy shawl, which I'm doing with minis, just random scrappy minis. So those 4 projects, 2 Tunisian, 2 regular crochet, 1 regular crochet and 1 knitting, those I want done. I'm going to put some significant time to. So I don't think I'm going to put a whole lot of new things on my hook until the end of February. Now, I'm gonna just say real quick, there is one that I will be putting on my hook probably tomorrow, maybe the day after. And that it will be my project for the Judy's Creations and Crochet. Her video came out today. If you don't know who Judy is, go check out her channel. Join us this year to do the picture of the month Mal. I think last year it was birds, like tropical birds. This year it's going to be butterflies. And she said, keep in mind, butterflies, a lot of them have black in them. So everything's going to have a little bit of black in it. So it should be really cool. Her video came out today, December 31st, with her regular podcast, the slideshow for everybody who did the December Mal, and the new picture for the January Mal. So I'm going to check that out, and I probably will put something on the hook next day or 2. But it'll end up being something pretty quick, because I am going to finish that Silver Lake shirt. I'm going to finish my lighthouse shawl, and I'm going to finish the happy shawl. There's not a whole lot to do with either one of those 3 projects. I just want to get them done because I want them finished. I don't want any more of these hanging over my head. I'm taking a page from Shannon from Another Yarn. Do you guys know Shannon? She's doing it where she's going to put a number in a bag and pull a number of all of the whips she's got going, and she's going to finish that whip. Personally, I don't have that many whips that I could do that. But I want to start kind of with a clean slate. And that brings me to, the washcloths. I'm still doing Laura's A Year of Washcloths. I just saw the thing. So those will be going on my hook. I think I'm going to keep the Year of Washcloths out of this book. I think I'll keep that separate. Maybe I'll grab a notebook to do for that one. So that one will be a little bit separate. I won't do pictures, but because I'm keeping those in a box for the end of the school year. So I still have yarn clubs coming in. I'm still doing the Arcane Fiberworks Mystery Skein Club. That came in yesterday too. I'm doing the Crafty Wool UK Mystery Mini Skeins. That came in. I have committed myself to do Gary's Winter Mood Board Mal. I love his concept for this month, or this season, with using fade sets or rainbow sets, and I've got plenty of those up there. So I've got to, but that I have until March, so I'm not even going to think about that one until I get back from Mississippi. And I keep saying Mississippi. You guys are going, what is she doing in Mississippi? There is a fiber festival February 21st and 22nd, or 20th and 21st. I'll double check. I'll put it down here in the description box. It's called Fiber Fun in the SIP. I am meeting Lynette from Charmed Grammy there. Her and I and our husbands will be camping just outside of Vicksburg, Mississippi, where the Fiber Festival is being held. We will be meeting Jackie from Crochet ADHD there, my evil twin. Be prepared, people. I cannot guarantee what's going to happen to the world when the two of us are in the same airspace. It's gonna be, it could be combustible. Who knows? I believe that Joe from Joe's Web is thinking about coming. And if any of you are interested in a fiber festival that I don't know how new it is. I do know that they did not have one in 2024 because they were doing it in the fall. But there are tons of fall festivals for fiber. So they wanted to switch theirs to the spring. So they didn't do one in 2024, and they're starting in the fall of 2025 in February to do their festival. It is being held at the Convention Center in Vicksburg, Mississippi. So if you're kind of a history buff, a Civil War buff, you know, there's other things to do in Vicksburg, Mississippi. So you can make it a weekend. You can make it a, you know, a vacation. It's kind of cool. We're going to do that. We're going to hang out for a day or two after and kind of see the sights. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm a history buff. So Tom and I are making a vacation out of it. But the 2 days of the festival, I guess there's it's the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I don't know if it's like the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, I think is what it is. They have like on that Thursday, they're having a Mardi Gras party. And then Friday, they have classes all day and vendors all day. And then Saturday, they have classes all day and vendors all day. Now, I've looked at the classes, and then there's only one class that I'm even considering, but would have to put besides paying for the class, I'm going to have to put out a pretty big investment. So I'm kind of not sure if that's where I'm going to go. It was a drop spindle spinning class, and I thought that would be kind of interesting. There was also a loom knitting class, or not loom knitting, just a loom weaving class that I thought sounded interesting. There was not a whole lot of crochet, which is kind of typical for fiber festivals. I think there is a beginning crochet and I think a crochet sock class, but neither one of them are anything that I'm interested in as far as crochet is concerned. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the classes. There is a website. I will link it in my description box below so that you can take a look at the classes that are available. If there's something that might interest you, my interests and your interests don't necessarily have to be the same, but it's 2 full days of fiber stuff, people to meet, vendors to see. I think it will be quite interesting. A first venture to a fiber festival. There are so many, but I wanted to do one that was kind of on the small side to just kind of gauge what it's going to be like. I know that there's one, I believe it's in August, not far from my son's home in Michigan, where they actually have the sheep and the llamas and the, I don't know if they bring yak or not, but they actually bring the animals to the fairgrounds, and they do demonstrations, and that one has I'm so interested in doing that one this fall. It's and they have camping on site, so if we go, we would take our camper, and they have like the dogs. That's what would intrigue my husband. The border collies, who are the herd dogs. They do demonstrations with them. So there's so many cool festivals out there, other than the big named ones like Rhinebeck and New England was it yarn? I know there's one in New England that they were all talking about, and the Knit City, Montreal. All these big ones where there's thousands of people, I don't know that I'll ever get to them. I would like to stay to some of the smaller ones. So I'm going to try this first one. We're going to give it a shot and see how it goes. So if you are in the Mississippi area and you are going to be able to be at the convention center for that weekend in February, drop me a note. Maybe we can figure out a way to do, you know, we could find a little corner of the hotel someplace and just have a little meet and greet and just a chit chat face to face. It's fun to put a face with a name when you get to meet people. So, but other than that, you guys, I'm going to be ordering a couple of different boxes a month, a season from Cornbread and Honey, because, you know, I just absolutely love them. I just ordered their Valentine box. I ordered something else from them and I can't remember what it was. Oh, I'll think of it and I'll let you know. I'll let you know when it comes in. But I love her color palette and I love her yarns. So you'll be seeing a little bit more of Cornbread and Honey. Today is the last video until Monday. I'm going to spend the rest of today, which is New Year's Eve, and all day tomorrow, with my butt planted in the couch watching football. It's what we do. We don't go anywhere. We don't do anything. It's football all day, every day. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law will be popping in and out. We'll have snacks. We'll order Chinese. We're just going to have a relaxing time, and I'm going to crochet. I will get on one of my whips that I got to do. And that's what today and tomorrow is going to look like. Thursday and Friday and probably into Saturday, I am redoing this room. If you guys saw this, you would die. And I'm going to take a picture of it before I start to just show you exactly what I mean about the absolute poop show that this room is. And then I will take you through the process of clearing it out and putting it back together. I may not have a whole lot of video shot, but I might take some pictures. But then the fun starts. Going back through all these piles of yarn and boxes of yarn and putting them on shelves so that I can see them, so that I can start 2024, even if it's a few, or 2025, even if it's a few days late, with a clean slate, a more organized slate, and a way to see everything so I can move forward. And all this clutter here is just really stifling the creativity. I have ideas, but I come in here and I lose it. So I'll talk to you Monday and let you know how far I go. I have big plans. Sometimes my body doesn't allow me to follow through on those big plans, but I'm going to do my very, very best because I need it to be different than it is right now. So anyway, I'm going to let you go. I am so pleased that all of you stuck with me. Thank you so much for being my yarny friend. I hope 2024 was kind to you, but I hope 2025 is everything you hoped your year will be, that all good things happen. And even if something good doesn't happen, you come out of it on the other side a little bit stronger and a little bit better. Remember, it's gonna be okay. Give yourself some time to grieve, to feel, to think, to be. Remember, it's gonna be okay. Be kind to yourself, but above all, be kind to everyone out there. And I will see you in the new year. Happy New Year.